Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. It's me, Avery, from Netflix's The Mole, and exciting announcement. If you guys haven't heard yet, I'm gonna be on another Netflix show called Battle Camp that's airing on April 23rd. But we have some business to get down to today because I just watched episodes 1 through 3 of $1 Million Secret and I am shook, I am sat, I am here for it. So let's dive in. If you haven't heard about it yet, $1 Million Secret is a new Netflix competition reality show that's basically like The Mole, The Traitors, and The Trust all had a baby, and now we have $1 Million Secret. It's a social deduction game, so there's lies, manipulation, challenges, and a little bit of sabotage and chaos. I want to give you guys a little taste of what's going on without ruining it for you. So let me just give you the general picture here, okay? The cast of 12 arrives to a very Traitors-like mansion with a very Traitors-like host. One of these 12 people have $1 million in their briefcase. If that one person can keep it a secret that they have $1 million from the rest of the cast and avoid getting voted out, then they get to keep that $1 million. But if the cast finds out that they're the millionaire, then they get voted out and the $1 million will get passed to a new person. That process repeats until there's only one millionaire. And before I dive into spoilers, there's one more thing that's really interesting about this. The millionaire gets secret challenges that, if completed, will give them a leg up in the game. The millionaire's first challenge was to give everyone a hug and make it not weird or awkward. So the viewer sees things from the perspective of watching this person lie to everyone, manipulate them, and complete these secret challenges. And we wonder, will the cast figure out that they're the millionaire and vote them out, or will they go undetected and make it all the way until the end with $1 million in their box? So if you haven't watched the show, hit the pause button, go watch it, and come back because now I'm gonna dive into all the spoilers. And I will say, having been on Netflix reality TV before, I have some perspective on what's really going on in this show that I want to share with you guys. Okay, episode 1, we see the cast arrive to this very Traitors-like mansion. It's revealed that Lauren is the secret millionaire. Now, from my perspective, I'm like, this is a classic Netflix move. I mean, you want to have the most likable person, the person that you would least expect to be the millionaire, to be the deceptive person, because naturally everyone kind of trusts her. And we see this in many ways throughout the entire intro that people really do take a liking to Lauren. They like her personality and they trust her, which is probably why the production chose her to be the secret millionaire. And Lauren does an absolutely fantastic job at executing the 11 hugs. Like, I genuinely was like, oh my gosh, how is she gonna do this? Because I'm not a hugger, but the Midwestern girl in her really pulled this out. And it makes me wonder, did production kind of cater these challenges to help her out as a millionaire? For instance, if the challenge would have been something else, like maybe including get everyone to take a shot, they might not have trusted that she was doing that out of a genuine nature of hers because, you know, she's a Midwestern mom. What's she doing holding shots? However, giving everyone a hug is something that is kind of catered to her personality. So I'm curious if production kind of had a list of things that could be executed, and depending on who they chose as the millionaire was how they kind of divvied up these secret missions. And right off the bat, everyone is so on edge, and we see Harry just do something as simple as try and kumbaya with everyone, holding hands, saying a prayer before a meal, and this puts a target on his back. For me, that kills me because I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's so sweet. He wanted to pray before he ate. I'm a Christian, so I would have been like, yes, Harry, let's do it. But the fact that that put a target on his back made him so upset, and it would have me too. And then apparently there was another instance where he tried to get everyone's hands together, and that piled on top of each other, making Harry super, super suspicious. In these types of games, it's so important to recognize that everyone is watching everything that you do. And unfortunately, the cards fall where they may. Even just being yourself can get you eliminated. Even though everyone was so suspicious of Harry, Sam clocked that tea. She clocked it so quickly on Lauren, and I am so proud of her for this. I was like, she needs a pay raise. Whatever police force that Sam is working for, give her a raise, because I cannot believe she sensed it. And not only would I feel safe in my city if Sam was one of my cops, but also just having that sixth sense of when someone's being deceptive is so useful in life. So I'm really excited to see Sam play out the rest of this game and hoping that she doesn't get eliminated, because she is such an asset to this entire experience. And I'm curious what she would do and how she would play it out if she was the one with the money in her box. Can't wait, because I think she will be at some point. I digress. So Sam clocks that Lauren is suspicious right away. She's like, she's hugging everyone. This is sus. And chef's kiss, Sam's a genius. But we dive into the mission, which in my opinion was a little bit confusing, but once everything started happening, I understood what was going on with the hound and the locks. And Lydia did a really good job of coming up with a strategy that everyone else kind of sorted to adopt on the locks. She obviously is the one that gets the clue after the mission, and I feel like everyone is so trusting of Lydia. And for me personally, I don't know that I would be super trusting of the person receiving the information. I feel like everyone took her right at face value, and I don't know that I would have done the same. Another thing that's very interesting is that people seem to not really understand Sae-young when she's giving strategy in the room. She's a gamer, Sae-young. I mean, girl, Sae-young, if you're watching this right now, or if you see a clip of this anywhere, I hope that we get to play some video games together sometime, because I totally understood your strategy, and the way that you thought about it was so genius. As soon as Sae-young says that we should only put one person in that we think is suspicious and everyone else in that we don't think is suspicious, that way we can rule things out. Girl, these are the gamer strats, okay? This is what we do, and I'm living for it. But unfortunately, Lauren played you too well. But we see as the viewer that Lydia is being honest, which is nice. And as everyone is fighting around the dinner table for their innocence, the episode ends. And we dive into episode 2, where it's revealed that Harry is voted out. Harry is understandably very upset. People are now kind of shifting gears to be suspicious of Sae-young. So we go into the next breakfast, and Lauren is given the task of saying different song lyrics. Now, this I feel like probably wasn't easy from Lauren's perspective, but also is just something so minute that I feel like it would have been easier in the moment than a lot of things that she could have been given as a task. Of course, Lauren smashes the smash hits, and we dive into the next challenge. It's revealed that Kara's brother was actually shot, and now she's doing this challenge with guns. And I understand how emotional that must have been for her, and I'm so proud of her. That's crazy to get on Netflix and then have to face this fear of guns in such a new way. And she didn't even reveal this to the people around her. This is something that she struggled with internally. She kept it close to her chest, and she did that thing. And Kara's group wins, and we move into the clue. The clue was given that it was a smash hit at breakfast, and everyone's thinking, and Cammy is like, I swear someone said like a song lyric, and she just clocked it. Like, she said it was just like a feeling that she had, and I cannot tell you how frustrating that must have been to be in that scenario where you know that this happened, you just can't remember who did it. And Lauren is just like hyperventilating, panicking on the inside, at least I would have been. And in a scramble to try and figure out who was the person that said this, someone suggests that they all go back to their spot at breakfast, and Sae-young bursts out in tears, like seriously bawling, because she feels attacked by Phil, who is like, well, you remember everything. You're super smart. You're super strategic. Why can't you just remember where you sat at breakfast? And she's panicking because she knows that people are accusing her, and she's just crying. And I'm just feeling so bad for Sae-young, because I know that she's a gamer. So I understand Sae-young on a much deeper level, because when you're a gamer, you think about not just the next step, but like the next step, and like the underlaying strategies in between, because that is how you're wired. You're constantly thinking about everyone else's move and your move and the strategy and the underlayers and like the plan B if strategy A doesn't work. And so Saeyoung's heavily misunderstood. If Saeyoung and I would have been in a room together, I would have been like, yes, girl, I got you. I feel you. And I feel like I would have stood up for her. And there were people that stood up for her. But I also know, being on reality TV, sometimes when the heat is on someone else, it's better to just, as a gameplay strategy, let that play out than to try and like stand up for someone and now the target's on your back. So it's a really, really tough situation. We see Phil storm out, and I wanted to shed some light on this because I felt the exact same way. When I was on the mole and it was top 4 situation, Kasi literally told me that she was the mole. And she was double bluffing me, super smart, because she knew that I wouldn't believe her. But when she said that to me, I was so angry. I like stormed away from her because I was like, she's trying to throw off my game. She's trying to make me believe that it's her and it's not. Like, her telling me that she was the mole made me think that she wasn't. And I was suspicious of her until she said that to me. So the thing is, the way that Phil handled this situation is totally understandable because he's battling this conflict of like, how dare you lie in my face? And he just doesn't know that she's not lying, and that's okay, but I totally understand his frustration. So Saeyoung gets voted out, and she says the most iconic line, Saeyoung, my queen. Saeyoung goes out saying, I'm not suspicious, I'm just weird and emotional. Girl, retweet. I felt that deep in my soul. So Lauren passes on the box to someone else, and now we're literally starting from 0. Like, if I were one of the players, I would be like, oh my, literally all of the work that we've done to try and figure out who this person is, scratch that, now it's someone else. So frustrating. It's like, you can't even play a game of, you know, who is it? Because every time you get closer, the box shifts around. And I think we're gonna see that as a theme throughout this show. It's gonna be jumping around from person to person. And I'm so here for it as a viewer, but as a player, So we go into episode 3, and Lauren starts feeling really guilty about all of the lies, and she feels compelled to come clean, letting everyone know that she was the millionaire. I don't disagree with this move, but I disagree with the way in which she did it. Had Lauren come out and been like, guys, I feel really guilty. I was the millionaire. I didn't choose to be the millionaire. This was placed in my room, and I want to be a team player from now on. Hear me out. I'm going to tell you everything that happened. I'm going to give you guys a leg up in the competition, and I want to work together because now you guys know it's not me. And I'm going to even give you my tells. When I lie, I blah, 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 blah. Like, I literally, if I was going to come clean, I would have come so clean that like everyone was like, yes, we need her in the game because she is so honest, and we're gonna know if it's her next time, you know? You can tell Lauren is a sweet girl. She's a bubbly Midwestern girl, love her personality, but she just made like the tiniest mistake because she apologized and she was crying, and then she kind of flipped it and she was like, you know, I really did one over on you guys. And I was cringing because I was like, Lauren, like you could have brought them over to your side. You could have like rallied everyone behind you, but now everyone feels like betrayed. And when you kind of like rub it in their face, even though she didn't mean to, it's kind of like, like now everyone's just mad at you. And I really wanted to see her come clean and everyone kind of rally behind her and be like, that was really big of you. Thank you for doing that. Instead, people are pissed. And who knows if they would have, you know, actually rallied behind her or still been pissed. But I think she would have had a chance of staying in had she just like come fully clean. I don't know if you guys think that too. Now, one thing that I know from being on reality TV is that production might not have anticipated that she was going to do that. And they actually might have tried to control the situation, because if Lauren gave away all of the tells of what's happening behind the scenes, as in how all of the missions are being completed, it could have ruined it for the next millionaire and made it way too easy for people to spot. So this is season 1. And as we know, with the first of anything, there are kinks that you have to work out as a production crew. So my suspicion, and I do not have this confirmed, but my suspicion was actually that Lauren came clean and the production was like, oh shoot, we didn't realize she was gonna do that. And they stopped her and they were like, hey, don't tell what happened in these missions, because now people are going to catch on to like what's actually going on here and you're gonna ruin it for the rest of the show. So I don't have that confirmed. We'll ask Lauren after everything. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to bring her on and we can get her take on this. But from my experience in reality TV, there are certain things that production will like literally run on set and be like, whoa, 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 stop talking, everyone, shh, and they'll separate everyone. And then they'll kind of discuss and try and figure out if do we want this to happen? Do we not want this to happen? And I think that that's what happened here. So it made Lauren seem super, super shady, when in reality, she might just have been following the rules that production gave her, which made everyone not trust her. And honestly, Cammie's reaction, I probably would have been the same. She was super nice and like, no girl, like say your thing. But on the inside, Cammie was fuming. I could tell. So Phil is the next millionaire and he decides he's not gonna fulfill the secret mission. He's just gonna sit back and let this drama between Sydney and Lauren play out, which I think is so smart. And I've never been a therapist before, but I assume this is probably pretty accurate to what he does in his job. People are feuding. He kind of sits back, watches, observes, gives advice when needed. I mean, I've never been a therapist, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he's kind of in his element, letting this drama kind of just like play out. But Kara, my girl, clocks the tea immediately. And I'm waiting for Sam to kind of like catch on to this too. And my honest thoughts on this challenge that they dive into is that it's a little lame, okay? I'm not really digging the whole terrarium animal thing. If you think about the hype of this challenge and the fact that it took them 54 seconds, come on, get a little bit more creative with this one, okay? And we see that Lauren's group, yet again, gets to go into the room to get this secret information. And now that Lauren has revealed to everyone that she is not the millionaire, she, I think, is overestimating her place in the group, because everyone's angry at her and she's like, no, guys, let me go in. Trust me. Girl, you just lied to us. I mean, that's what the cast is thinking. Honestly, I kind of feel like I'm part of the cast. Girl, you just lied to us. For how long? Okay? Oh, nobody trusts you. You're gonna go get that information. Are you gonna hide that too, since you're hiding all the challenges? That's how I would feel. I really just put myself in like the shoes of a cast member right there. But Corey is the one that gets the clue that the millionaire was not chased by the hound. So Corey comes to the group with this information, okay? And everyone knows that there's only a certain amount of people that this could possibly be. It narrows it down to 6 people. Everyone believes Corey, and honestly, I would believe Corey too. And because Lauren has this knowledge from being the secret millionaire, she thinks that she has clocked Sydney. And as she goes in hardcore at Sydney, Sydney comes in hardcore back, and Phil is just sitting back watching all of this happen. I love it. I love it. Now we see the entire cast split in 2 for the first time throughout this entire season. It is Sydney versus Lauren. Obviously, the votes come in and the millionaire is the one who broke the tie. This is why I love Sam, because Sam goes, if 2 + 2 is 4, then what the heck is this? She says, the millionaire wasn't chased by the hound. That's down to 6 people. Mix that with the fact that the millionaire voted for Lauren. That's 1, 2, 3 people. It can only be 3 people. Now Kara comes in and she's like, I told you it was Phil. I told you. And they have not dropped episode 4 yet, but oh my God, if they don't go after Phil, I will personally come after Phil. I am absolutely loving this show so far. I feel like I am reliving my glory days on The Mole. But no, I actually genuinely think that they did an amazing job putting this show together. The cast is awesome. I love that there's quiet characters that kind of like snap, like Cammy, for instance. She's so quiet, she's so calm, she's so elegant, and then she's like, bam, not today, honey. And then we have characters like Sam that are always kind of involved in what's going on and just have that sixth sense, you know? And then we have characters who I think are slow risers, like Corey. Oh my gosh, it's slipping my mind. The Tennessee or Texas dude with curly hair. I think he's a slow riser, and I'm excited to see what he's gonna do because he has so much trust in the group. I mean, nobody is suspicious of him in any way. And he does have that Southern charm. I feel like he could kind of be a slow riser to take this whole thing home if he plays his cards right. So we're down to 9 players and we're on episode 4, okay? And I want to give you guys my prediction. And I love doing this because I just want to give you guys my prediction on what I think is gonna happen in this show. I don't know why she's giving winner, but she's giving winner. Oh my gosh, I've been calling her Cammy this whole time. I just realized, guys, I've been calling her Cammy this whole time. Her name is Jamie. I'm so sorry, Jamie. I love her. She's giving winner for me. I think that she's gonna win this whole thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's that quiet, calm, like, I think she's gonna win it. I just have this feeling. I think Kara is gonna make it really, really, really far because she's so sweet and so trustworthy. People are going to hold on to that and they are going to see the best in her. And even if she somehow gets the $1 million, I do not think that she is going to immediately get voted off. But I think in those moments near the end, people might be like, oh, it's always the quiet ones, and then she'll get voted off then. Chris, I don't know what my prediction is for him. He's trustworthy now, but if he gets the money in his box, I think it will be so easy to tell. He doesn't look like he's a great liar. And that's no shade, no hate. That's actually a good quality. Chris, if you're hearing this, stay that way, okay? Corey, I absolutely love him. I don't know what I think about Corey. I think Corey's gonna get in some little mix up and he's gonna get voted off. That's how I feel about Corey, but I'm hoping the best for him because I really like him. Kyle, I think he's gonna do a good job making it at least a couple more episodes, but I feel like he's gonna get mixed up and kind of taken advantage of. I think he's a smart guy, right? But I think his Southern charm is gonna get him mixed up in some sort of drama that gets him voted off. I think Lydia at some point is gonna get the money in her box. And I think at first she's gonna do a really good job. And then I think people will probably be able to tell and they will vote her out. But I do really like her. I think she's so fierce and she's doing a really good job at observing. And honestly, even though she was wrong, the assumption about the hand holding and putting your hands in, trying to get everyone's hands to touch was so smart. I don't know if I would have thought of that. So Lydia, hats off to you, darling. Phil, unfortunately, I just think Phil is gonna get voted out. I think it's already down to the wire with him, and I don't know if he's gonna make it. I love you, Phil, but I don't think you're gonna make it. Samantha, I think she's gonna make it really far, and I think she's gonna get the money. She's actually my top 2 for winner pick. She definitely has a winner's edit right now, but I think she's gonna get the money in her box, and because of how strong and connected she is to the cast, people are gonna sense it potentially. But she's definitely like my top 2 for winner pick. And I'm hoping the best for her. I love her, she's great. Sydney is someone, I don't know if she's gonna make it because people are already suspicious of her. Lauren's pulling these cue cards out of her bosom. Like, I feel like Lauren threw so much suspicion on Sydney that she's gonna have to work extra hard to get out of this situation. And I'm hoping the best for her. I think she'll at least make it a couple more episodes, but I don't know if she'll be able to combat all of this suspicion that Lauren has now thrown on her. So hoping the best for her. She's also a Scottsdale girl, so you already know we're gonna meet up and hang out and have some fun, but I'm excited to see how far she makes it. So there you guys have it. My winner picks are Sam or Jamie, and who knows what will happen. And stay tuned, guys, because the next batch of episodes drops April 9th, and you already know we'll be covering it all right here.